In this video, we'll look at the formula VLookUp in Excel. VLookUp is really helpful when you have one data point, such as home language, that you need to transfer from one tab or spreadsheet into another tab or spreadsheet. To make VLookUp work, you do need to have one common data point or value that exists in both spreadsheets. So in this example, student ID is going to be the common ID that will help us to transfer data from one tab to another. Another thing to know about VLookUp is that because it's returning just one value, Excel needs, in the data, it needs the two columns to be side by side. So if you have a whole bunch of information in your second tab here, you're going to want to make sure that you have your common data point, so the student ID, and your second column should be the value that you want VLookUp to return, which in this case is home language. Once you have your data in your second tab where it needs to be, side by side, you can get ready to type in your formula. So we're going to type in the very first cell that we want VLookUp to return the information for. So to start a formula, we'll type equals VLookUp. Then we're going to have an open parentheses to start the formula with the different values. Our first value is what we want VLookUp to search for, which is our student ID number. Then we'll type a comma because we're done with that part of the argument. Next, we'll want to tell VLookUp where to search for information. So we'll go to our next tab, and we wanted to search these two columns. I clicked and dragged across the two data headers to select them. Then I'll type in another comma up here. Next, we want to tell VLookUp which column it should return information from. So is it the first column or the second column? It should be the second column. So we'll put 2, comma, and then you have a choice of putting true or false. False means you want VLookUp to only return a value if it finds an exact match. And in this case, we do want it to find the exact student ID number. We don't want it to return something if it does not find the student ID number. We'll end the formula with a parenthesis and click enter. So now it's returned that formula for our first student here. To be able to apply that formula to the rest of the cells, there is a green dot at the bottom right corner. We're going to double click on that green dot, and you'll see that it's returned information for the rest of our students.